My name is Nishit Jitendra Desai. I'm almost 32 years old. I was born on 27 June 1980. I was born in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and I grew up all my life, almost 26 years in Dar es Salaam, and then I came to London and to pursue my further studies. I finished my bachelor's here. I finished my master's in finance here. I'm doing my SEC as well, so I'm about to finish with the help of Allah by December. And as I told you before, I was born in Dar es Salaam itself, and I was born and brought up there, like almost my entire life before I came to London for 26 years. When I was young, I'd gone to a nursery school called Union Nursery School. I was there. I finished my nursery schooling there for 2 to 3 years something, and before I moved to primary school, which was Olympia Primary School. But then, most of my nursery 3 or 4 years I was in. I'd gone to Union Nursery School, which is in Dar es Salaam. There is the school is now it's known as like Al Muntazir Islamic School. That's the same place I'd gone before when it was still almost talking about 20 years back, 22 years back for my nursery schooling. Now it's called Al Muntazir. Is it primary school or secondary school something? I guess it's secondary school. I see my life as a journey from what I was born in a Jain family, and practicing Jainism, and then slowly as time passed by, I reverted myself to a beautiful religion, Islam. I was born in a Jain family. I was somehow practicing Jainism, but then again, since I was born, so it's like you're trying to follow your parents, what your parents tell you. Okay, it's Jainism, and you start practicing Jainism, but I didn't have much idea about Jainism other than just like, okay, fine, practicing. It's like you're being told in your childhood that you have to practice. You have to do certain. You have to go here. You have to pray to this god, for example, Mahavir Swami, or etc. And you go, you pray, you do so and so rituals or whatsoever. But then I was practicing, but then as time went by, then I stopped practicing. But then again, it's like I was Jainism, because Jainism is regarded as a different religion, not part of Hinduism. It's a different religion compared to Hinduism itself. So then again, it's like you start practicing. I started practicing Hinduism as well. You go to temple and you pray to different gods as well. The way it is in Hinduism, like in the practice of Hinduism, like people pray to so many gods, and they go to different temples and they pray to gods and all that. But then I was practicing both. I was Jainism and Hinduism as well. But again, it was just like, okay, fine, you're born as in a Hindu or Jain religion. You practice. That's what you're being told to do. And you're being kept away from the reality, from the truth, what the truth is, about the religion of, what the true religion is. And I kept on following, and then later on it was I was just and then I came to London, and and initially as well, because of all this negativity going on around the media with respect to the religion, about Islam and about terrorism and all those things, I was very much against as well Islam, because I was deeply more into the religion that I was following and I was told to follow. As I said, yeah, of course, I was born in Jainism and, of course, like practicing Jainism and Hinduism as well. In reality, I was, yeah, well, you might be knowing Hinduism is more about like practicing or, worshipping demigods, like, idol worshipping, which is the main, people think there are so many gods and they just think, okay, all these gods, they came into this world at previous years, and God literally came, like reincarnation, all these things. But basically, yeah, I was just praying, and it's very difficult to say whether my prayers were being answered or not. But then because I was just into this practice, like being put into this practice since childhood, and no one gave me the right path, the guidance, whether idol worshipping is allowed or not. And your surrounding, you see your surrounding, your friends, colleagues, family members, everyone, they doing idol worshipping as well. So you then just think, okay, fine, this is the right way, this is the way of like praying. So yeah, I was just praying, and I just started continuing praying. Then we have our own way of fasting as well. Hinduism, we have, or Jainism, we have certain days that you need to fast, and well, it's not compulsory, but if you do it, it's good as well. But then yeah, you fast, but you follow the same rituals, same practice, but it's very difficult to say whether the prayers whether prayers were being answered or not. But then when I was praying, I wasn't feeling, it wasn't like sometimes, when you pray, when I was praying, it wasn't like a deep sort of praying, it's like, you just go, you pray, so many gods, and you pray one god at a time, whether you go to temple, you just go pray one god at a time. You go to a different temple, you pray one god at a time, and same prayers and everything. But sometimes it's just like sometimes you're being forced to, I was being forced, okay, let's you just pray, and and just continue practicing the same way. But in reality, I don't think so, whether the prayers were being accepted or accounted for. And maybe perhaps I don't know, but maybe perhaps God wanted maybe that maybe if your prayers are being answered or not, and that perhaps led me to the right path, rather than prayers being answered, and then I would have just been following the same and following same religion, and not coming to the right religion. Initially, my perception of Islam was absolutely negative, of what's happening. That is mainly due to two reasons. One is like a lack of knowledge of the religion itself. People telling you or explaining you, or giving you guidance. Islam is not this. Islam is a very good religion also. So totally lack of knowledge of Islam, and through getting knowledge from other people or through resources. Main reason was it's all about negativity going on, like in media since 2001, I guess, from 9/11, and before that as well, and about terrorism, and jihad, and etc., and then they use out of context some of the words, and then they portray about negativity about the Islam, through that. So obviously it's human nature, human tendency. Everyone will start having misconception, including me, and before also some of my family members, and they all have negative misconception about about the religion itself, about Islam. So I just try and go and do some research online and read, and I was like, no, this is not what it is. This is not like what people think about. And then I started like downloaded like a Quran in Apple, like iPhone, and then I was just reading whenever I get time, just read through it, and that's where alhamdulillah I got more knowledge, and thanks to Allah, all praise to him that he gave me strength to accept his religion. I started researching is after gaining deep insights, because even though I was Hinduism as well, practice Hinduism as well, and we have our own books as well, Vedas, Upanishads, and all those things, all those like holy books as well. But then it also mentions everything, it prophesizes, you know, about the coming of Prophet Muhammad in those books, in our holy books, you know, and into it also coming of Prophet Muhammad, you know, going to come, and you know you have to follow him and you know his books like the Holy Quran and his teaching and everything. So you have to follow that. So even though I was following, but then as time went, then I was not like firm believer of Hinduism. I was not like literally practicing a few years back, like you know, my own religion itself. And then that led me, because once you come to know about new resources, new things, you get new ideas, you know, about other different religions, then it's good, like, you know, you try and research, and you know, you get idea about you know, about the religion itself, rather than just leaving it aside, because there is a proof from our books as well, from Hinduism books as well, in that prophesizes about the coming of Holy Prophet, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So that led me to research more, and that gained me more idea about Islam itself, and that's what, you know, gave me more strength to accept, you know, religion, Islam, and having, you know, read Quran as well, and mentioning everything about oneness of God, you know, that Islam is the only religion, oneness of God. We have to follow Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, etc. So yeah, I just made up my mind, and I follow, you know, accepted Islam. And of course, at the same time, I was, you know, going to get married to Shia girl as well. So that was also another reason as well for accepting Islam as well, so that, you know, we can follow the same religion going forward together. After accepting and gaining all these thorough insights of Islam, and having been ready now, okay, I'm in a good position now to accept Islam. And so what we did, we did a 2-in-1 ceremony. That's on somewhere in 12th of January this year, 2012. 2-in-1 ceremony in terms of like, you know, doing Shahada, you know, doing Shahada and accepting Islam. And straight after doing Shahada and accepting Islam, we did a Nikah, which is like, you know, Nikah as well. And while doing Shahada, because I was already mentally prepared from before, and absolutely mentally prepared from before, you know, that I want to, you know, accept Islam, the Malim who was in charge of conducting the Nikah, he also asked me, and also through him, of course, we did the Shahada as well, itself. He also asked us, or asked me basically, that, you know, are you being forced to accept Islam, or is it because you are getting married to a Muslim girl? So is it like you are being forcefully, you are being forced to accept Islam because of her religion and through her parents or family members? And my answer was simply no, and there is no force. You know, no one is forcing me to accept Islam. It's all my personal will, you know, personal will to go, I mean, to accept Islam. And we did Shahada, and I accepted Islam at that time. And then thereafter we did Nikah. And when doing the Shahada, of course, and after Shahada, and, you know, because it's like a totally new religion, and, you know, it's like you're absolutely a new religion, you know, you don't know anything, you know, about prayers and, you know, how to live the Islamic life. Okay, number one, Islam is a very beautiful religion. They don't, as far as I'm concerned, the religion does not impose you anything if you don't know and if you make a sin. But then the moment you know something and then you continue making sins, that's where it starts imposing you, you know, for your sins. So then at the same time, I was like, anything, you know, they call it like taqwa. It's like every time now, you know, anything or any actions that I take, it's like, you know, always conscious whether, you know, is it right or wrong, and, you know, am I committing sins or am I not committing sins, or also. So always like I'm trying to be very cautious. But at the same time, when I did Shahada, it was very, a nice feeling and a very different sort of feeling. I don't know how to say. It's like, coming to a new religion, how will I adopt this religion, about the prayers, who's going to teach me. And then the main thing is, when people come to know from my family members or so whatsoever that, you have accepted Islam, what the outcome would be. And so all these doubts, they were going in my mind. Not doubts, but then all this thinking was going on in my mind. So, how things will turn out. But then I took one step at a time, and thanks to Allah, so far things has been okay. I'm praying and, trying to be cautious and not to make any sins or do any sins whatsoever. I'm trying to pray and, trying to lead the life the way he wants and the way Prophet has, mentioned in his hadiths and as per the Quran as well. I'm trying to follow that. But yeah, so far the feeling was, at that time when I took the Shahada, the feeling was like a 50-50 sort of thing. I was happy and a bit nervous as well that, how will I continue with the religion? Will I be able to, continue and, the way Islam is, the way, all the, everything that you need to follow, will I be able to follow and all these things? But mashallah, slowly I'm learning and trying to research, learn, new things, try and ask people, in the mosque or through resources, internet, and get some of my new ideas, and that's where I'm going on with my life so far. So far it's so good. That's all I can say. But the rest is, of course, up to Allah to forgive me, or if I committed any sins or so, which, of course, I don't know. I may be thinking I'm doing right, but it's all up to Him to forgive me or not. So, yeah. When I started, well, of course, when I was practicing Jainism and Hinduism as well, before not even knowing anything about Islam, about like with misconceptions about Islam or whatsoever, yeah, I was praying, and in Hinduism there's nothing that that you need to obligatory prayers, like, or you need to pray 5 times a day, or so and so how to pray, or it's just like, okay, you go to temple, or at home, you quickly pray, and there is no strict rules as well, of praying the way Islam imposes, okay, about covering your body whatsoever, but there was in terms of the religion wise, there was happiness was there, and the happiness was not there as well sometimes. And I didn't ever, in my life, I never knew that I would be accepting Islam, and there was no way out that I would be accepting Islam. The journey, life is beautiful. I mean, the life is such that Allah knows the best. Like where He is leading you, where He's going to take you, and perhaps He had written it for me that I'll be meeting my wife, and at certain stage, at certain age or certain stage, perhaps I'll have to accept His religion and become a Muslim. So yeah, that's how I am. But in my life, never ever I dreamt about of becoming a Muslim. Never ever in my life. And after becoming Muslim, I'm very happy, and mashallah, I'm trying my best to pray 5 times a day, and well, there are a couple of reasons which perhaps I can't pray if I'm staying with my mom or whatsoever, because she doesn't know they've accepted Islam. But other than that, I try my best to pray 5 times a day. And the feeling inside is a very beautiful feeling, and I'm happy, to be a Muslim. I grew up in a family where my parents, they were like practicing the religion. They are still. Well, my father has passed away, but then whenever like till the time he was alive, even including my mom, like she's still alive. They were practicing the religion, Jainism and Hinduism, whatsoever. They were practicing, and they are still. I mean, she is still practicing. For our case, as I mentioned before, we don't have anything, that strict timings that you need to pray. It's like whenever you feel like, you can just go in a small temple in your house. You just go there, you pray even for 1 minute, 2 minutes, quick prayers, and you come out. But then we don't even have if you don't go to the temple, okay, fine, you go to the temple. So yeah, again, there was nothing like a strict whether you have to go to the temple and pray. So whenever there was any occasion, or whenever you felt like, okay, you have time, and you're passing by, or you have time or whatsoever, then you go to temple, or you go early morning. Some people, they have this practice of waking up early in the morning. They just go to the temple, do some puja or prayers or whatsoever. But there was in short, in general, they were practicing the religion, and my mom, she's still practicing the religion, though I can't say whether she's a absolute believer or absolute into proper practicing properly or not, but just praying in front of the gods and all that. So yeah, she is okay, in short, she is a religious person. With respect to I have my elder brother with me, who's still back home in Tanzania, and he is, of course, he is religious as well. He goes to temple, he goes to temple, he goes to pray there every morning. He wakes up, then after all his duties and everything, then after dropping his child, he goes to temple, pray, come back home, and then goes to work and all those things. So yeah, my brother has always been religious as well. From before I was here religious as well, but as time went, then my faith started decreasing towards the religion, towards the Jainism and Hinduism as well. But then my mom, she's still practicing now the religion, but again, I cannot practice I cannot practice Islam or pray in front of her, because somehow she knows my intentions, because most of the times whenever I'm at home and watching TV, I straight away, the first thing I do is try and flick through the Islamic channels and see if there's any meaningful some lectures or some programs coming where I'll gain thorough knowledge about it. And so I go to different channels, and wherever I find this is a good channel I'll enjoy and get thorough knowledge about it, I start reading, listening to it. And my mom, she's there as well at times, and she watches it as well. So she has got some idea, some sense that either I've changed my religion, or I may be changing to Islam, because I do and try and talk to her as well, about the reality, about the difference between Hinduism and Islam, and what the right religion is, what the reality is, what the truth is. But then again, it is one of those things that we being human beings, we don't think about God, we don't think about Allah. We start thinking about the environment, that what will my cousin think about, what will my my brother think about, or what will my sister think about, or I'm changing to Islam, or I'm listening to Islam, and all those things. So we tend to think more about the environment rather than Allah. So that is again problem comes in for even my mom to even if she's convinced by me or by other people, other resources, even for her to change to Islam, I'm praying to Allah, to give her strength and to accept Islam. Once I'm doing some good dawah to her, or through other resources, and if I give books to her to read or whatsoever. But I'm just praying to Allah to give her to give her strength and accept Islam. But it's again one of those things. We human beings tend to think about other people than to think about our own. About about us itself, and about Allah itself, what He wants and what He doesn't want. The reason I haven't told my family about the reverting, it's I don't mind. If I tell my family members, the most they can tell me, it's they'll start talking behind me or whatsoever. They might not like it or whatsoever. But then the only reason I'm worried about of telling my family members. I can tell my mom, I can tell my mom anytime, but then I'm even waiting for the right time. But then I can, even if I was supposed to tell my mom, I can tell her even today or today or tomorrow, or even now I can tell her that, okay, mom, I've reverted, and I'm no more Hindu, I'm Islam, I'm a Muslim, I'm, practicing Islam, and this is the right path. And she won't go against me, she will support me, but then again, she will tell me, okay, fine, if you want to do whatever you want to do, but then it's inside the, behind the curtains, don't do anything like that in front of my family members or whatsoever, like my uncles and aunts and all that, because I don't mind if they come to find out. The only problem comes, it's, they will start taunting my mother, or they'll start giving problems to my mother. Well, not problems as in such, but, just like keep on talking, oh, look at your son, he's changed to Islam, or because he got married to a Shia girl or a Muslim girl, he's changed to Islam, and, he's doing this and he's doing that, and we told her, we told him, not to do this, not to get, not to get married to her, and, all those things. So she will, they will start telling my mother, every now and then, and this is the only thing, this is the only factor which I'm trying to avoid. Not to give unnecessary stress to my mother, and for no reason, like people talking about me to her, and even though it's true, but then whether like me, I've changed the religion, I'm happy about it, but then them telling to her, and then from inside she is not happy, and listening to people talking about me, and obviously no one's mother likes it, like anyone talking about her son. So that's the only thing I'm stopping. But then obviously as time comes, so at the same time, the another reason is I'm not yet settled well properly, and at times, okay, of course Allah is there to guide you, to guide you, to lead you to the right path, and He has written your destiny. But then again, at times, it's like we might need someone's help here and there at times, like in future. So at the same time, I'm still studying, so I feel personally that this is not the right time for me to go and disclose to my family members, okay, this is the thing. I feel that when time comes, once I'm properly settled, once I'm on my own, properly settled, then I'll disclose to my family members, and tell them. If I can, okay, before that I can disclose to my mother, I can tell her. She won't mind, but again, I'm just waiting for the right time, and she will keep it within the between me and her itself, and but obviously she won't tell to any of the family members. But with respect to other family members, as time comes, they'll come to know. I guess they'll automatically come to know, that I've changed the religion. Because also second reason is I'd gone to this Hajj exhibition in British Museum, and purposely I just wrote like at a British Museum and at Hajj exhibition, what an experience, and surely one must visit once in a lifetime, to Hajj. So they came to read, someone read and told my aunt, and my aunt started telling my mom, oh, I guess he's more getting deep into religion, Islam and all these things. So I guess through my actions in one way or the other way, I guess they might just come to know that I've either accepted Islam, or they might be having doubt, and as time comes by closer, and I feel, okay, this is the right time for me to tell my family members, I will just disclose them and tell them, okay, I've accepted Islam, this is my religion, and I'm happy about it. Islam has a very, it teaches as well that you have to respect your parents, and it's also mentioned in the Quran that even though you think that your parents are not doing the right thing in terms of doing shirk, and you come to know that accepting Islam and shirk is wrong, but don't disrespect them. You have to respect your parents, whatever the case is, whatsoever the case is. And yeah, I respect her, and throughout my life, I'll respect her, and I'll always respect her, and there is no way out of disrespecting my parents, because they are the one who brought me into this world, and they are the ones who made my journey from the beginning all the way till here. They've taken, they've always been there during my good times and bad times, from beginning all the way till now. And having me accepting Islam, and because she doesn't like it, and there is no way out that I disrespect her whatsoever. But then I'm just praying to Allah, as I said before, that I will try and always pray to Allah as well to give her some strength as well, as when time comes, for her to accept Islam as well. But then, mashallah, till now I don't disrespect her to my parents. Of course, there has been occasions and times when, again, when the frustration is there, when you're frustrated certain things, when things are not going in the right way according to you, what you plan, and when you then things don't go, things goes in a wrong way, and your frustration, everything come, you try and take it out on someone, like you get angry on your father, or you get angry on your mother, or whatsoever. But even till now, sometimes happens, I do get angry on her, but straight away then I pray to Allah to forgive me, what I've just done, I got angry on her whatsoever. But then again, it's one of those things that Allah will never forgive you. He'll forgive you for one mistake, the same mistake you do, but not forgive you the same mistake you continue doing it every now and then, even though after you have asked for forgiveness. So I'm trying my best, of course, in terms of respecting, I do respect her, but trying my best not to, get angry or whatsoever, and try and respect her as Allah wants me to respect, my mother. When I went for Hajj exhibition, mashallah, it was beautifully done and portrayed, and so many people came, and one of them was, I had gone as well with my wife, Salina, and we had gone for the Hajj exhibition, and just being there, it's like it was so amazing, it was so beautiful. It was just like, it makes you feel that, you should, if you have the means to go to the Hajj, it's better you just go right now. After this Ramadan to go, and after accepting Islam, it has given me that positive feeling that I should, and I feel like doing Hajj this year as well. But okay, because of certain circumstances or so, which I may do, I may not do, I don't know, but inshallah, if not this year, then I'll try my best to do it as soon as possible by next year or whatsoever. But the feeling is there that I want to do, and inshallah, definitely I'll do it. And there is no way out that I don't do it. And that's the one thing I want to go and have the experience. And go and see the house of Allah, we say, like in Hajj, and Kaaba, and you pray there, and at least once in a lifetime I want to go there. If not this year, then probably next year I want to go, because I've got this sort of strength as well that that's making me feel to go there. But maybe because of a couple of reasons, perhaps it might not allow me to go this year, so maybe I'll try my best to go next year. But inshallah, I'll try my best to perform Hajj, definitely. After finishing my study, because because I'm doing SEC, I've still got 7 papers to do, so I'll be sitting for 4 papers in June, 3 papers in December. But that's provided if I finish it in one go, it's like, passing in one go. Otherwise, if there is any slippage in any of the paper, then I have to, it goes back somewhere in June next year. But after finishing 4 papers now, and because I'm doing my registry on 4th of July, and after doing my registry, I'm planning to go to Dar es Salaam and see how things are, because my wife's father, he's having a small business, a transportation business in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam, and perhaps I feel like that he might need my help as well. So I may go Dar es Salaam and try and set up this business, or try and give him hand in starting this business. And Mashallah, inshallah, if it goes well, then I will see what to do, whether to stay there or to come back, or that's I haven't decided yet. But then a long-term plan, it's trying to settle down here. Because after my registry, obviously, whether I go Dar es Salaam or not, and even if I go, then I'll have to come back at some stage after starting the business and establishing the business, and provided it's running smoothly and properly. Because once I apply, then I have to apply for the spouse visa, and then I to get 2 years visa, and then I start working, and then get a 3rd-year visa, and then live indefinite. So long-term plan, maybe you can say that it's to stay in the UK. But then short-term, you can say it's either here and there, like to go to Dar es Salaam, see how the business opportunities are, or come back, or if not with her father's business, and things that doesn't turn out well, then try and see if there is at all any opportunity, or perhaps I can do it on my own to get a good living. But obviously, in the way of Allah, and do it the business the way He wants, and in a right way and in a right path. But long-term plan is to stay here. But short-term, maybe to do here and there business, if possible. If business, I can't do business, then maybe just come back and start working. Look for a good permanent job, and start working here. So it all depends. It's all up to Allah. Just pray to Him, and take me to the right path, and guide me to the right path, and make my life easier. That's it. I'm very happy. I'm coming from Dar es Salaam, and I've changed to Islam. And if in case I have to go back to Dar es Salaam, whether it's short term or long term or whatsoever, things will be very difficult for me to accommodate in Dar es Salaam, because Dar es Salaam, there are so many people who know me personally, and personally they know me very well, whether they're friends or family members or whatsoever. And it will be very difficult, honestly speaking, it will be very, very difficult to adjust in Dar es Salaam, because again, you cannot avoid being a Muslim, being accepting Islam and being a Muslim, and you avoid because of the surrounding, as I said before, surrounding people, your friends, family members whatsoever, and you avoid going to mosque and to pray and be inside, in a closed situation, and you just pray at your place, at your house, or at your flat or whatsoever, and then avoid going to to mosque or whatsoever for any religious function or whatsoever, in order to avoid people seeing you that, oh, you're going to mosque, or you have accepted Islam or whatsoever. Initially, it will be a very difficult situation. But then, since Allah has given me this strength to accept Islam, and has given me, I've come till here. So then, obviously, I guess He will help me as well to pass me through those difficult times as well. In Dar es Salaam, if it happens for me to go back to Dar es Salaam for any reason, and if people come to find out, then I have the the guts, or a way to answer people, that okay, fine, I've accepted Islam, this is the reality, this is the reason I've accepted Islam, this is the reality. Everyone, to do a small dawah sort of thing. So I'm just, praying to Allah to give me that strength when time comes, and to be with me, and to overcome that problem. If anyone comes to find out and people start talking about me or to me, then I can tell them, this is the reality, this is the truth, this is my religion, I've accepted it. Whether you want to accept it or not, it's all up to you. But this is my personal choice, and it's not because of my wife or because of someone else, or being forced to get into this religion. So I'll just pray to Allah to give me strength when time comes, whether with my family members here or in Dar es Salaam, to face these people. So He has given me strength till now to accept Islam. So I'm hoping to give me strength in future as well. I'm very lucky. I feel myself to be very lucky to choose Islam, because it is very, very few people, especially from my religion, especially from Hinduism, or Jainism or whatsoever, changing, that religion and accepting Islam. It's very, the proportion the amount of people changing, the percentage-wise, is very less compared to people changing, let's say, from Christianity to Islam, or maybe Judaism or other religion, you know, to Islam. You know, Hinduism and Jainism also are changing to Islam. It's a very less proportion. I mean, apart from other countries, I'm talking about Dar es Salaam or Tanzania and maybe here. And I'm very lucky. I feel like very lucky, and to be among one of those people, one of those small groups who are changing from Hinduism and coming to the right religion. I feel very happy and very lucky as well. And thanks to Allah as well to give me. For giving me the strength and you know, to accepting this religion. And I feel, and my last comment to everyone, whoever of course is watching, including non-Hindus, non-Muslims like Hindus or other religion, is don't follow the media. You know, don't follow the media. Media is always there to give negativity. You know, a misconception about the religion, about any other things. If you want to know the truth, go and read the Holy Scripture, the Holy Book, the Holy Quran. Just read. There's no harm in reading it. Just for your own knowledge, you know, just to get the idea, you know, what the religion is. Just read the Quran. I mean, if there's any verses or anything you don't understand, skip it. Go or try and consult some other people if you have time and if you feel like to get more knowledge. If you don't, then you just continue reading some of the chapters or whatsoever, and you know, at least just read. You know, gain the knowledge. You will come to know what the reality is, what the religion is, and how beautiful the religion is, rather than, you know, you follow the media and have absolutely grudge on Muslim people, or he's a Muslim and, you know, they do like this, they are like this, they are like this. Rather than having grudge, read about the religion itself, read about the Islam, read about the books, read the hadiths. You know, try and do some research here and there. You'll get the knowledge slowly. The more you read, the more negativity will just, you know, go out of your mind, and that might perhaps help you to follow, you know, to come closer to Islam and perhaps the life hereafter as well. And that's what all we are here. To live this temporary life, and main ultimate goal is to have a good life in the life hereafter. So that's all. My last message to everyone is, don't go for the media after the media. Look for the book, read the books, seek some knowledge. Not necessarily you have to change it, but that's it. Just try and gain some knowledge rather than, you know, having grudge on people or Muslims or the religion itself as a whole.